There we are. Well, welcome everyone. So glad you could join us today. Hi, Julia.
Hi, Tyra. How are you doing today?
I'm great. I'm very excited to get our guest on here. But
Yes.
before we get going, if you guys haven't met us yet, I'm Tyra with TN Grow Wealth Together. I love doing this to introduce ONPASSIVE to people that have never heard it, or even to help our founders get the word out. You can find me on Facebook, on YouTube, Telegram. It's all TN Grow Wealth Together. And my beautiful partner.
And the same goes for me. My name is Julia. I also go by AJ, so whichever. But my page is AJ Internet Solutions. So I have YouTube, Telegram, Facebook as well. But by all means, have anybody that you know that is interested in OnPassive. There will be a replay afterwards. This is live right now, and we'll have it posted on our pages for you to watch or share.
Right, exactly. And something, there's always changes going on in social media. Something that is going on, it hasn't happened yet, but it's in the works, is if you have a business page like we do, Facebook is going to be shifting from where you have your likes and they want to just focus on followers. So please, if you find our business page, we would love it if you would follow us, because as I understand, they will be removing the likes off our business page. So, we could lose a chunk of you and we don't want to do that.
And the same goes for YouTube. If you subscribe, then you are prompted as to when new interviews or new videos are on it. So you never miss out. So
Exactly. So we have our guest in the studio. He's just waiting on us. We are happy to introduce today a special guest that is an amazing leader with our council ONPASSIVE. And he is, of course, a founder himself. He's been in the IT profession for years. He's got experience in different businesses. So we are really excited to speak with Charles Osong. Did I say that right, Charles?
Yes, Tyra, you said it very well. You sound
right on.
Okay.
Good. Welcome, Charles. Good to see you.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Yeah, Charles, we might as well get going. And I just wanted to ask you a question from my perspective. Explain why you personally got connected with OnPassive, or why you chose OnPassive.
Wow, that's a great question, Julia. I retired from corporate America just over 4 years ago.
Right.
The reason I did that is I just wanted to do my own thing. I got tired of working for people, 9 to 5, pay the bills and you stay broke. So I was doing different things. I've been involved in all kinds of businesses, offline, online, MLM type businesses, affiliate marketing. So I realized that I was always able to make myself some money, but the people that I bring with me simply could not make money. That bothered me because I have a Christian background. In fact, I went to a seminary at one point in time. So I said, I did. So I said to myself, I can't keep doing this. Because when I meet my maker someday, he's going to ask me, Charles, why did you do that? And I wouldn't know what to say. So I said, no more MLM, no more affiliate marketing. I'm done. Okay. Until this good friend of mine came to me just over 2 years ago and said, Charles, I think you love this one. This is different. It's like no other. I said, well, guess what? 3 questions for you. So for me, it's very easy. It takes me less than 5 minutes to know if I can do it.
Okay.
If I don't recruit, can I make money? Enough money to give me financial freedom. Right? Remember, I had time freedom because I retired.
Right.
But now I'm looking for financial freedom so I can have total freedom. So I asked him, if I don't recruit, and it's not about me, I can recruit. But of course, when you recruit and people cannot recruit, right, it's not duplicatable.
Right.
So I said, if I cannot recruit, will I make money, enough money? And he said, yes. I said, oh, great. Wow, that sounds good. Well, do I have to come out of pocket every month to pay ownership? Because that's another thing that people, once they have to pay every month,
Yes.
if they run out of money, they're out.
Well,
So that's another thing that I figured out has to be out of there. And he said, no, you pay out of pocket once and that's it. Oh, wow. That's beautiful. Okay. And then the third question, which to me is actually the most important.
Okay.
Does a company have legitimate, viable product? And legitimate just means legal. So a lot of them have legal products. So that's not a problem. But viability is the key for sustainability.
Yes.
Right? If it's not viable, it is not sustainable. It's that simple.
Right.
And when I say viable, because people came to me and say, hey, Charles, and with this company, we're doing vitamins. It's viable. It's viable, sorry. Or we're doing juices. It's viable. I said, no, it's not. When I say viable, something that if you don't have, life is almost miserable. It's unbearable. Like the internet, right? If you don't have internet service, life is miserable. If you don't have your cell phone today, life is miserable. That's viable. So when I look at ONPASSIVE, it had all these three things. And I'd never seen a company that has all these three things in one place. No company has been able to answer all those three questions to me satisfactorily, except ONPASSIVE.
Really? That's interesting.
It was an easy decision.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yes.
So you were in.
I was in. That's it. I told him I'm in.
That's
And
awesome.
I actually told him that we're going to wait for a long time because what they're doing, AI, I'm very, very familiar with it. It's time consuming. Okay. Millions upon millions of lines of coding. So we will wait. But I also told him, I don't care how long we have to wait. I am part of this, period, head and feet.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. If you come across a company that has all those things you just covered, and it's so viable, the company is building its equity in its software, in what it's going to offer. So why would you want some wishy-washy company to come along, make something and send it out right away and it's just garbage? That's not how it is with ONPASSIVE.
No, ONPASSIVE, I think in my life, I know I've been around for a while, okay? But in my life, I've never seen any company with these kind of products. In fact, the biggest thing for most people out there, because I know not everybody has this IT background, but when you have these digital products and then you integrate them, that's big. No company has ever done it successfully. None, not even one.
Wow.
So ONPASSIVE is the only company that has succeeded in doing this. And so I can just say this confidently that when we launch, it's gonna shake up the internet. I call it internet quake because I was thinking of earthquake. That's the first thing that came out of my mouth. Internet quake.
Yeah.
Right? And then later on I started saying, well, maybe it's an internet tsunami. So that's what's gonna happen.
So you think it's going to interrupt the internet so much so that people will understand the products better when it launches, and also it'll just be a household name.
Yeah. So if anybody was out there today, you're either gonna be a founder with ONPASSIVE, if you are fortunate enough to know about it beforehand and you can see it, or you're going to be a customer or reseller, right? So if you're not part of ONPASSIVE, you will be using the products. It's that simple. Household name, like you said.
Right.
Yes.
Amazing.
We are all going to use something from ONPASSIVE in the very near future.
Yes.
Yes.
Start doing your happy dance, Clara.
Yeah, there I go. You always got to do your happy dance. I got to perfect it first before I start. So what you're saying here, like with all this experience that you have, you said IT, you've got experience there. So you would know how important it is to have a business where it's actually getting targeted traffic, those eyeballs right on your website that that is people that are actually interested, because you could get target traffic, but if it's not for what you're doing, it's of no value to you. So there's a great importance, because ONPASSIVE is going to give us a domain, give us that website, and then they're going to drive that traffic to our websites. Do you want to expand on that?
Oh yeah. So just to buttress your point, there is something called traffic. And traffic is just customers. Because when you say traffic, people begin to think, what is traffic? Is this like cars driving up and down? No. Customers, right? Online, we work based on traffic. In other words, if I have a store, say I'm selling TV, I always give that in my example in my presentation, right? And somebody comes there that is looking for a computer, and you bring them to my store. It's of no use to them, right? So his traffic, but he's not targeted traffic.
Right.
Now, what ONPASSIVE is going to be doing is getting targeted traffic. So in other words, they're going to send the people looking for TVs to my store, because that's what I carry. Now, imagine yourself online looking for a TV. And then somebody says, oh, whoa, go to charlesosong.com. And then you get to charlesosong.com, all you see is TVs, all sorts of TVs, different colors, different sizes, different prices. What are the chances of you buying? Very high. Right? Now, that means charlesosong.com just got himself a targeted traffic. And that's what ONPASSIVE is going to be doing to us. So build our website for us, hands-free. Okay? Send traffic, the people that are looking for those products that ONPASSIVE is offering, which are amazing products. Okay? Send traffic to that store, and then follow up on our behalf. In other words, they're going to have autoresponder, goes back to them. All these people say, hey, you looked at this thing last night. What do you think? Okay? Look at it again. So they're going to go back. And once these people decide to become customers, to subscribe, we benefit. So give us the customers, follow up on the customers subscribe, we make commission. They have support for these customers on top of that. So we don't have to worry about anything. It has never been done before. It's amazing.
It is.
Sweet.
Yeah.
It is. That's why I'm saying I got this happy dance in me, because every time I listen to stuff like this, it's like, who doesn't want to shove back their desk and jump up and, because it is, like you said, there's never been a company that has ever created something like this, that everything is under one umbrella.
Yes, it has never happened.
Yeah.
Well, in IT, we'll call it single sign-on. Okay? That is big. Huge is the word I always use.
Which is nice. You don't have to remember all these passwords and I mean, right now we use about umpteen passwords and we're all shaking our head and we can't remember them. They tell you not to write them down, not to do anything. The fact that it's one password under one umbrella, I mean, to me, that's genius.
I mean, just imagine, say today, you want to go to Zoom, right? You have to put in some password. You want to log into your Zoom account.
Yep.
You want to log into your Facebook account. You have to put in some password. Okay? So just imagine you have all these different companies in one. You can do something like Facebook in the same place, something like Zoom in the same place, something like YouTube in the same place. All of these different things, one umbrella. Huge.
Love it. So with all of this, often when I've talked to people, they've been overwhelmed and said, well, like, I just go on Facebook for social media just to have fun. I don't know anything about this. So can you really expand and help us understand how, even though as a person like yourself with a lot of experience in IT, that if somebody is coming in and saying, this looks interesting, I think I want to have this business, but I'm scared because I don't know how to do this stuff. What can ONPASSIVE do? Like, how will that benefit them that don't have the experience you do?
Well, that's great, because Ash Mofara, our CEO, he had thought about all these things. And ONPASSIVE is actually for those kind of people, to tell you the truth. That IT experience and all that stuff doesn't matter as a founder, right? Now, because I have that, I'm sacrificing my time to explain to these people, to make them realize that it doesn't matter. Because just like that person who says, okay, they go to Facebook, at least they can go to Facebook, right? But here's the thing. They're going to go to ONPASSIVE or the same way they go to Facebook. But Facebook doesn't pay them for going to Facebook.
Exactly.
ONPASSIVE is going to pay them for going to ONPASSIVE and doing the same things that they do on Facebook. How is that? So
there's a happy dance.
Exactly. Right. That's huge. Facebook is making money off of all of us just by us going there.
Yes.
We don't know that, but that's what is happening. You ask yourself, Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg and his friends, they are multi-billion-dollar individuals, right? How do they make that money? You and I go to Facebook free of charge, right? We go to Google, search for stuff back and forth free of charge. Yet Google is a multi-billion-dollar company. You go to YouTube, look at videos free of charge. YouTube is a multi-billion-dollar company. So all these companies, they are making money by us visiting them. That's it. But they're not sharing back with us. So then Mofara says, well, that's corruption. And ONPASSIVE is the correction to corruption.
Yes.
Right? So we're going to get people coming to us doing the same things that they always do. We're going to make money, but we're going to share the money with everybody.
Yes.
Huge.
Well, that was going to be my next question, you know, the whole, how do people get paid in this? Okay, there's all these products. People can come in as founders. They can wait until it launches. They can come in as customers or resellers. But right now, we've been focusing on founders because it is such a perfect position to get yourself in for the 97 US, which is nothing, you know, as far as what you get yourself into. So now we're talking about profit sharing, bringing in those big baskets of apples. So what's going to happen for people as founders as this starts kicking in and we go public?
I mean, it's an amazing thing in business. The biggest thing we'll say is timing and positioning.
Right.
Right? The timing could never have been better. And once you lose that timing, it doesn't come back. It's gone. That's the unfortunate thing with time. So those of us who are blessed enough or fortunate enough to know about this before it gets to the world, before the doors are shut, and I'd say if anybody's out there listening to us and you're still standing on the fence, you need to jump over that fence now, like yesterday, okay? Jump over. Because once the company launches, that founding position is terminated. It's no longer available. Now, like you said, you can become a customer and or a reseller, right? But there's a big difference.
Yes.
The founders are on top of everything. So the apples that the founders are going to get way more than what the customers and or the resellers are going to get.
Right.
Huge, right? So I would say jump on board, get your position, secure it. And we the founders, we're also going to be customers and resellers, right? But we just happen to be in before the company opens its doors to the public. You can't do that. Yeah.
Perfect. Now, in one of your presentations, you were talking about being online versus offline. For instance, offline being a restaurant, online obviously being any online business. You were talking about a smart business solution, the SBS. Could you just kind of elaborate on what the total technology solution, whether it be digital, physical, of ONPASSIVE would be, or what it means?
So they call it smart business solution, right? So because it's smart, right? It's using artificial intelligence. Everything is using AI, and AI is very, very smart, right? So I said online versus offline, and I said in this day and age, if you have that offline business, you must have yourself an online representation. Simple example. My wife and I, we went out about a month ago. Just get out and do something somewhere, in the middle of nowhere. And we got hungry. And I said to her, well, we got to look for a restaurant. what we want to eat. So I just go to google.com, search for restaurants near me, right? And she wanted steak. So I was looking for a steak restaurant, right? Found one 5 miles away, looked for the address and drove there. Now that's digital. That's digitization.
Right.
Yeah, and back in the day, you can imagine if it was back in the day, how would we have known that there was a restaurant right there? So I always tell people, if you have offline business, you must have an online representation in this day and age.
Yes.
Or else you're going to be cooked, right? So everything is digital. We have our video conferencing. I don't want to call it because it's like Zoom, but it's better than Zoom. Okay? 3D. The images are much, much clearer. AI, sharp, more secure, scalable. And then guess what? It's cheaper. So if I give you guys just a small analogy for the audience, right? Just a small analogy. You go back to the 90s for those of us who are listening who were around that time, right?
You're aging us.
Exactly. Right? We used to have, a spreadsheet thing called Lotus 123. It was very, very popular.
Yes, I do.
Okay. And then we had a wet document called Wet Perfect. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And then we had DB2 for databases. We had Netscape Navigator if you want to surf the net and things like that.
Yep.
Well, super smart, visionary Bill Gates came along and said, we can just put all this in one platform. One platform. Not necessarily integrated, but one platform.
Right.
Think about that. So you got Microsoft Office. And Microsoft Office has Excel, which is a spreadsheet. It has Microsoft Word, which is a Word document. Okay, it has Internet Explorer. Okay, and then Microsoft Access and PowerPoint, and then the list goes on. Well, guess what happened to all those companies that I just mentioned? Where are they today? Gone. And Bill Gates was the richest man on earth for a very long time, up until recently, right? Well, guess what ONPASSIVE is going to do to all these different companies like Zoom, like YouTube, like Facebook, like all of them, that we're going to put in one place, and then on top of that, integrate them. I don't know what's going to happen to them. I don't want to say it, but I feel sorry for them.
Big.
Yeah. So AI.
Yeah, that's just amazing. So if you consider, people that are in MLMs or affiliate or any of those kind of online marketing situations, or even a brick and mortar business that wants to get themselves online. So we're talking, okay, well, I need a domain name, I need funnels, I need email captures. Like there's just the list just keeps growing. And for each of these, we have to pay a fee. Yes, there's some free ones, but often free there's a reason why it's free, because it's not that great, right? So your numbers can add up very quickly. Now, this doesn't even entail the cost of advertising. Now you've got to advertise maybe in 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. And I mean, nowadays you're lucky to get away with, I don't know, say $20 a day advertising. So when we look at that, what is this going to do for those people with those types of businesses?
Wow, that's a great question. I can tell you, it's like a heaven to them.
Oh.
So I don't have that kind of business, but yes, what I have. I pay Zoom. Prior to ONPASSIVE, I was using Zoom for my IT classes, right? And I pay them $200 every month for a business package. Every month. I also have an online store. So I advertise through Google. And they have this thing called pay-per-click advertising and all that stuff. Okay, depending on how many clicks you got, they charge you at the end of the month. So I'm paying Google to like $400 a month because I'm getting a lot of traffic. I'm also paying Microsoft. So just between Google and Zoom alone, that's $600. If you just look at those two that I'm paying every month.
Yes.
Every month. Okay. Now, like this other company you're talking about, they're going to pay for autoresponder, they're going to pay for traffic and all those different things. If you add all of that, and ONPASSIVE is saying, we're going to give you everything, all of that, and more, better, right? And you're going to pay something around $250. Now, if you're a founder, you only pay once out of pocket.
Yes.
But even if you're not a founder, even if you're a customer, right? Even if you have to pay every month, $250 versus just that $600 I just mentioned,
Right.
that's already value, serious value. And then we are going to get paid on top of that. You can't beat that. You know what I'm saying? I have people with me in my team that are willing or would have been willing to pay every month $500 to use these products and not get paid on top of it.
Whoa.
So think about it. That's huge.
It is, especially for the average Joe like myself, yourself, Tyra, and the other people. They just can't do it because of economics today. So
Exactly.
the fact that the average founder that comes in is one of us, we'd never be able to do it. And so to me, it's a godsend.
It's a godsend. I mean, and all of us, if you notice, it came, I personally believe that God is using Ash as an instrument through which to bring change to the world. And we also have to replicate that because he can't be everywhere. Okay? And so I come in and I said to myself, well, I cannot be everywhere and I have to replicate myself. I have to duplicate myself. And so I'm training lots of men and women on a mission. So now we are many all over the place. And that is Ash's vision. And we're just pushing it forward.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which brings us to something like O-Bless. So paying it forward. I mean, it's not just the digital and the physical products of ONPASSIVE that we're looking at. We're looking at paying it forward in the world. So maybe you can touch on O-Bless a little bit and how it'll help you and your family and your team.
Wow.
Or even a founder, somebody who's looking at being a founder, what it could do for them.
As a matter of fact, a founder contacted me today and said, is O-Bless out yet? Because I want to use it. I said, for what? He said, well, I lost my dad back in Africa and I'm trying to go and bury him. Maybe I could use O-Bless. And I said, perfect. Those are the kind of things we want to use O-Bless for. Just think about it. Right now, we are close to 600,000 founders. Let's just keep it at that. And O-Bless comes in and you say, oh, well, I've lost my dad. Can anybody help? Now, if just 10,000 of us put in $5 each or $1 each, $1 each is $10,000. $10,000. $1. And I can assure you $1 when we are making money is going to be nothing. And we have this one big family. Now, ONPASSIVE, everybody in ONPASSIVE is feeling connected.
Right.
We all feel very connected. So yesterday I was having a meeting with a bunch of my French-speaking leaders, right? And that meeting was supposed to last about an hour and a half, 2 hours. But do you know that we went on for 4 hours and they didn't want to leave? And I was begging them, I've got to go. So that's a feeling that we're having. And so we're going to be blessing everybody, not just us, the founders, but even the public. As a matter of fact, I was telling them yesterday because somebody asked me, so tell me a little bit more about O-Bless. And I said, well, think about it. We have all these crowdfunding platforms out there. The most popular one that I know, GoFundMe, right? And all of them are taking some fees. You go there, you raise funds for whatever project, humanitarian project. So you raise $100,000 just to make math easy. And they're going to charge you a fee, maybe 20,000, 20%, or 15,000, 15%. And
Right.
Ash is saying, why should you charge people when they're trying to do something humanitarian? Okay, we're going to eliminate that. Since we already have products that will give us money, we are going to do that for free. So you come to us, you use our O-Bless, we'll give you every penny. Guess what that's going to do to all those other crowdfunding companies out there? I don't want to tell you. And then when they come to us, guess what? they can become a trial customer for 7 days using our other products.
Yes.
That is huge. Huge.
Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah.
Very huge.
Well, and that's the thing. Like when you look at that, Ash alone on O-Bless could take O-Bless and make it probably $1 billion company. But he has chosen, because of the kind of heart that's in him, to help humanity. He has chosen that however that's going to be coming in with crowdfunding, donations, charitable, all these different things. And there's categories about, not only humanitarian, but if you're into helping pets, all kinds of stuff, technology, that sort of stuff. The money that can be made, because many of these companies, as you have said, take anywhere from 17 to 30% in that piece of donation. Now Ash is saying, no, we're taking 0.
Yeah.
What is that going to do to that field of saying, you know what, this company is so big in this area of humanitarian help, we don't have to take money.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I was reading something about GoFundMe, because like I said, to me is one that I hear all the time. And I found out that in 9 years, they were able to raise $10 billion.
Wow.
In the previous 9 years, right? And that amount is expected to increase, okay? And that's only one company, and there are many, more than 15, 20 of them out there. So if you put all of them together, and that's why I was saying by 2025, this industry is expected to hit more than 30 billion US dollars. Now, if you take, let's say, 15% of that, let's just go on the low end, 15%. That's serious money that ONPASSIVE could have made, right? But no, we're not going to do that because we are a humanitarian company.
Yeah.
And that is why O-Bless was launched first, to set the tone of what ONPASSIVE is all about.
Yes. It's brilliant. It's like when you consider what Ash Mufareh has done and how he has put this together, it's all been put out in such a manner that he knows exactly what's going on and how he's going to make this progress perfectly for people.
Definitely. He is a genius, and we are behind him 1000%.
And what kind of company out there, I mean, I don't know any, that you can come in for $97 US. It's a little bit more in Canada because our dollar isn't as good, but it's guaranteed lifetime. So in 2 months, you come in, you look at it and you think, okay, this isn't for me, which I don't think you'll do, but a lifetime guarantee, money back guarantee. No other company does that.
Nope. As a matter of fact, if I knew then what I know now about
Right.
ONPASSIVE, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would go to the bank and borrow $1 million just to become a founder. That is how serious this is, yes. Just to become a founder.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Because of what's going to come back and how the company is so set up to look after the founders. Like, it is going to change ecosystems.
Yep. That's just bottom line,
Yeah.
And don't take it from us. If you come in and you take a look at the webinars or the meetings or kind of relate to some of the people here, make your own mind up. I mean, we all have different personalities. We all have different goals and things like that. But in the end, what are we all looking for? We're all looking to pay down our debts and things like that and pay it forward. The majority of the people on earth, that's what they're looking to do.
And I said, prior to ONPASSIVE, I already had time freedom.
Right.
But I was still in search for financial freedom.
Right.
And now my mind is settled. Right? I know that that is a done deal. And now I'm looking for something else. How do I give back?
Yes.
Thankfully, we have O-Bless. So it's like a complete life at this point in time.
It is. Absolutely.
On that note, I want to leave it because that is just so perfect. Before we let you go, I just want you to just speak to people that say you're talking to someone that's never heard of OnPassive, and just give them just a little tidbit of the direction they should be taking.
Okay. So if you're out there and you're hearing about OnPassive for the first time, and I know a lot of us have been burnt, and I've been one of those. I've been burnt so many times, more than 25, 30 times, and I said to myself, that's it. No more until I heard about OnPassive, okay? And so here's what I want to tell you. If something bad happens to you and you shut your door, the day that something good is going to be coming by, you're going to miss it.
Yes.
So what you need to do is you open your door a little bit, look at it, compare and contrast. How is this different from that something bad? How is it similar? Okay? And then you can begin to open your door finally, or you can decide to shut your door finally.
Yes.
So go out there, take a look at OnPassive. Look at the nitty-gritty. OnPassive is different from any other thing you've ever heard in your life. It is not, because people say, oh, it's like one of those things. No, it's not like one of anything out there. It's nothing out there that has been like OnPassive. So go take a good look at it, jump on board. Do not miss out on this train. It's about to take off. It's already warming up, okay? The engine is on, and it's going to take off at high speed. You want to be in it before it takes off.
Oh, perfect.
What a way to end it.
Yeah.
That's
Charles,
awesome.
bless you abundantly for taking the time and sharing this information with us. We so appreciate everything that you're doing with OnPassive.
My pleasure. My pleasure to be here. And you stay blessed also. We're all in it together. We're all blessed to be with OnPassive. So remain blessed.
So true.
We have. Thank you so much, Charles. You have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Yes.
Bye.
Charles.
Bye for now.
Okay.
Wow. Each time our guest leaves, and I think we sit here going, wow. So yep. I really hope if you're watching this, you have sat back in your chair and you have said, wow, what did I trip upon or find or discover? Because my goodness, people, if you are hearing this for the first time, as we said throughout, have a look at this. I love what Charles said. Open that door a bit. Many of us have been burnt. I lost thousands of dollars for nothing.
Right.
And coming into OnPassive, I paid $97 US back in June 2020. I've not paid a penny. I've had access to beyond what any company has ever given me for that cost. You can be passive and wait till it launches and let the company do everything, or you can start building a team. You have access to a back office and links, and oh my goodness, it's endless, isn't it, Julia?
Absolutely. Or you could be passive. You don't need to do a thing. You pay your $97. That secures your founder position. And then once we launch OnPassive, that is, then there's one-time subscription, whatever the amount would be. We're looking at about anywhere from $100 to $250 US. That's it. After that, everything comes out of profits. So you can be passive, you can be active, whatever you want. It's just unheard of. And I've been burnt. We've all been burnt, but we don't need to tell our stories here. We're just saying, take a look, learn more, do your due diligence. And if it's something that piques an interest, get back to the person who invited you here, Mr. Osong or myself or Tyra or anybody else. And we all help each other here. There's no competition whatsoever. So we'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Indeed. And if you want to have a look around, the company has a website called onpassive.com. talks about our vision, our values, our products. And, you know, there is so much information. There's a blog that we put out information daily in a blog. You know, ONPASSIVE is on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, and it just goes on and on. So we are a true mega viable company that has like-minded people that have come across ONPASSIVE, have heard the story, have heard the heart of Ash Mufareh and what he is doing, and have said, yes, count me in. Because if you go back and you listen to our YouTube channels and listen to our guests, and you will yourself see a common thread that everybody is excited. Everybody, like Julia said, is helping each other. We don't have to compete. We don't have to try to get people in, because the company's going to do it all. So there's no competition. We can just help each other. That's here I go.
Like, so on that note, well, before Tyra gets up and starts doing her happy dance, and she will one day, we're going to leave it at that for now. But thanks for coming by, and we wish you all the best of luck and fortune.
Yes. And yeah, we're done today. It's Thursday. So happy Easter for everybody. If you're celebrating Easter, all the very best. Enjoy your time.
Yeah, take care, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.